Hello there. Okay, so here we are, day one of our road trip project. And in this day, we wanted to try to complete planning our destinations, um, mapping out our destinations, and then calculating the distances between the different cities. So everyone's packet includes a map. And for sake of time, I have sort of done some filling out of my map. And in addition to your map, you're given this page that has the initial steps. And where your first step is you have to choose from the cities on the map only, and you're going to choose 5 cities that will be your destinations. So I've selected my cities: Boise, Idaho; Chicago, Illinois; Charleston, South Carolina; Austin, Texas; San Diego; and then back to Sacramento. So I'm starting in Sacramento, I'm ending in Sacramento. And with those choices, I went ahead and I used a straight edge of my ruler, and I went ahead and I mapped from Sacramento to Boise, to Chicago, Charleston, to Austin, San Diego, and back to Sacramento. So I've got it all mapped out. That shouldn't take very long to do. My next step is I'm going to use a ruler, and I need to measure the length of the line that connects each city in your trip. So here I have from Sacramento to Boise, and I have a ruler right here. And if I'm to measure this, I could see, I'm going to go from dot to dot, and I could see that it looks like it's just below 1.5 inches. So and if I wanted to be precise, I could call that 1 7/16. So the actual distance is 1 7/16 inches. Okay, it's measured between Boise and Chicago. So between Boise and Chicago, here's the dot for Chicago, and it looks like it is 4, and here's a half. There's a quarter. It's a little beyond that, so it looks like it's in the eighths. So there's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. So it's slightly more than 4 5/8. So it's 4 5/8 inches. And you can see, I'll do one more. So from Chicago to Charleston, from dot to dot, it looks like it's 2 in, not Gary, Indiana. I went to Chicago, Illinois. The dot there, it looks like I'm at 2 and just below a half, so 2 7/16. So 2 7/16 inches. I will stop here. Now, for each distance, the measure that we're going to use is actually to the nearest 1/4 inch. So I need to make sure I round all my measurements to the nearest 1/4 inch. So 1 7/16, which is right here, my 1/4 inches are 1/4, 2/4 or half, 3/4, and then I'm back to the next inch. So if I'm at 7/16, the closest 1/4 inch is going to be 1 1/2. That is 1 2/4 inches. 4 5/8. Oh, here, I should have moved this up. So when I did this, 1 7/16, just to show again, it's right here, and it's 1/16 away from 1 1/2. 1 1/2 is the same thing as 1 2/4, so that's the nearest 1/4 inch. The 4 5/8 inches to Charleston. So here is a quarter, here's 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, 4/8, 5/8. If we round up, the nearest 1/4 inch is going to be 4 3/4. So 4 3/4 inch. I'm choosing to round up. So Charleston, South Carolina, 2 7/16 will be just like my measurement between Sacramento and Boise. It wound up being 2 2/4 or 2 1/2 inches. I won't continue there. Now, one thing that you're definitely going to need, and that's this last step here, is using the scale on the map. I need to write a ratio of the distance on the map to the distance in real life. So this is telling me how the wording, how the ratio needs to be written. And look at it. How convenient is this? And there it is. Distance on the map to the distance in real life. So if I come over to the map and I find there's the scale right off the coast of Florida, I can see that it looks like 1 inch right here is the same as 300 miles. So 1 inch is 300 miles. So that is the scale that I'm going to have to use. And this is important. I need this. Without this, I'm not going to be able to calculate true distances. So I know for every 1 inch on the map, I travel 300 miles in real life. So I'd finish this measurements in the rounding, and then I'm ready to go on calculating the actual distances. So here's where I'm going to calculate my distances. My first leg is from Sacramento to Boise, and that distance in inches, rounded to the nearest quarter inch, was 1 1/2. So now let's write out a proportion. The proportion is going to be, my scale is going to be 1 ratio, and that's going to be set up equal to the true distance. So my map, remember the top was inches, I'll write this down one time, and the bottom was miles. And on the scale, it was 1 inch was 300 miles. My when my measurement on the map was 1 1/2. I can write that as 1 1/2. I could write it as 1 5/10. What I don't know is the actual distance. But now that I have a proportion set up here, I can go ahead and solve this using the cross product. So I'm going to go like this and like this. And so I'm going to have x is equal to 1 1/2 times 300. And so my actual distance is going to be, 450. So it's 450 miles from Sacramento to Boise. Leg 2 would be from Boise to Chicago, Illinois. And that was a distance of 4 3/4 miles. So again, my scale is 1 to 300. So my portion is going to be set up. I know 4 3/4 is, I could also potentially write this in my decimal as 4 7/500. 4 7/500 is going to be to my actual distance. So 1 times x is x equals 4 7/500 times 300, and then I'll be able to use that in order to find out my actual distance to Chicago. And I'll repeat this process for all the legs of the trip, and at the end here I'm going to have to add up all the different distances from the different cities here and find the actual distance for the project. So I hope that helps this starting you out for the day, and you can use this as reference. Work diligently.